I'm about to cross the Nullarbor. That's 1,200 kilometers of boring, tedious driving with nothing to see, right? Wrong. There are plenty of points of interest across the Nullarbor, and in today's video, I'm going to show you some of them. My journey starts in the South Australian town of Ceduna, where I stock up, ready for the next 3 days worth of driving. Now, I'm a Nullarbor newbie, never been this way before, but I've done my research and it says it should take about 2 or 3 days to get from Ceduna to Norseman in WA. And that's about 1,200 k's, so officially that's the Nullarbor. And it's a pretty remote part of Australia, but at least these days it's a decent bitumen road. In the old days it used to be a gravel road. It would take you about a week to get there. And I'm really excited about this part of my journey. It's I feel like I'm really seeing parts of Australia I've never seen before. First stop is the little town of Penong. It has a pub, it has a service station for petrol, and it has a general store. But what it's most known for is its collection of windmills. Just my luck. Last grocery store for 1,000 kilometers, and it's closed today. What? It's Sunday. They're shut on Sundays. But I have done research, and here's a tip for you. Don't worry about getting fruit and veg, because when you get to the WA border, they're going to take it off you anyway. It's fruit fly control, so they take all fruit and veg out of your vans. So you don't really need to stock up on that stuff. Now, windmills are a thing in country Australia, but here at Penong, they've taken it to a whole new level. Including this one, which they claim is Australia's largest windmill. Next I come to Lake McDonald, and this is a famous little Instagram spot with a pink lake. Unfortunately, it kind of rained the last 2 days, and I think that's flushed out some of the pinkness. There's a faint tinge of pink, but let's get the bird up and have a look. It's a salt lake, and there are microbes in there, and that's why it turns pink. Sometimes when the sun's out and it's been dry for a while, it's actually a really vibrant pink. And if you keep going down that road, you get to Point Sinclair Beach. It's pretty rugged and it's pretty remote. This whole area is Wirangu First Nations people land. First European to sight this area was a Dutch explorer, Peter Nuyts, in 1627. And then in 1802, English explorer Matthew Flinders came through here and mapped the area and named some of the bays. The Nullarbor was first crossed by John Eyre in 1841. He described it as a hideous anomaly, a blot on the face of nature. He didn't know what he was talking about. It's beautiful. Out here there's such little traffic that when you do pass someone, you do the Aussie wave and everybody waves to each other. It's really nice. It's like, okay, we're in the middle of nowhere, but there's still a human connection going on. Loving it. One of the things you notice about the Nullarbor Plain, Nullarbor means no trees. It's totally wrong. There are trees everywhere. And the other thing is, it's supposed to be a plain, but there's actually lots of little rolling hills. So it's not flat and it's not treeless. They lied. They lied to us. Next up on the highway is Nundroo. Basically, it's just a roadhouse, but there's a pub here and there's phone reception, so I can check my maps. Now it's starting to get into a little bit like a treeless plain, which is what Nullarbor means. But there's still trees. There's little scrubby bushes and very small trees. See this fence here? Now you might just think this is just a regular fence, but it's part of the dingo fence. What's the dingo fence? Dingo fence is this fence to try and keep dingoes basically out of the fertile lands of the southeastern part of Australia where sheep might be grazing or whatever. This fence starts in Queensland and comes all the way down to the Nullarbor Plain. It's 5,500 kilometres long. It's twice as long as the Great Wall of China. And in the main, it seems to have worked because there are very few dingoes south of this fence. Now, driving in Australia, you're going to see some unusual roadside signs, warning of kangaroos, emus, camels, wombats, arrow-headed black snakes, and drunken drivers. I may have made up the last two. Okay, I take it all back. It totally is a treeless plain. Yeah. So I'm heading into head of the Bight. Just turning off the highway. So head of the Bight is about 12 kilometres off the highway, and it is the head of the Great Australian Bight. It's also the place where we're most likely going to see southern right whales. I am leaving it a bit late. Apparently they don't let anybody in after 4:30. It's now about 4, so hopefully I still have time. It's a beautiful lookout. I can tell you the prices are $18.15 for seniors and $8 for children. When I left Ceduna this morning, there's a blackboard outside the information centre, and it said there were 9 whales spotted here. So fingers crossed they're still there. I have seen photos from here, and I've been told that sometimes the whales come right down to the bottom of the cliffs here, so you can see them really clearly, and they just play, and they've got their calves, their newborn calves. Let's hope we get to see some of that. This place is great. It comes right down to the sea. You see there? So there's a boardwalk, and it's wheelchair friendly too. So the southern right whales come here up from Antarctica, from the cold waters. They come up here to calve and breed, and they arrive in May, and numbers build during the winter season, and then by September they start to move south again. So coming across the Nullarbor in winter is the best time to see whales. That's very cool. There's about 3 here at the moment. There's one, but they're kind of a long way out, so I have to use my iPhone and try and zoom in to see them. One of them just looks like a big log floating on the sea. The others are way too far away to even see. And way off in the distance you can just make out the Bunda Cliffs, the famous part of the Nullarbor coastline. We should be going there in the morning. Next stop, early morning, the old Nullarbor Roadhouse. This is where you'll pay $6 for a small coffee, $3 a litre for fuel, but you got no choice. There's nothing else around. They do have a caravan park here, and a motel here, and showers, and toilets, and the old Nullarbor Roadhouse. Just out of the roadhouse, I came across a remarkable young man from Japan. And he's cycling around Australia.
Hello.
Why are you doing this?
I'm challenging, and I wanna try to run the continents.
Yes.
Continents by bicycle.
So you're going all around Australia?
Yes, I hope it.
And how many hours do you cycle each day?
6 to 8 hours.
Every day?
Yeah.
And you're going against the wind?
Yes.
That's hard.
Yeah, too hard.
Oh, that's amazing. That's an amazing feat.
Yeah.
And so it's just you, and you just find a spot every night and camp and then get on your bike and go.
Yes.
What are some of the problems that you had? Is the traffic okay? And
this way?
yeah, because there's some very large trucks going past you.
Yeah. Yesterday the too scary thing I got, because comes the trucks, but come trucks and behind comes the trucks.
Yes.
I'm very scary. It's
to move over.
To move off, but this my bicycle in the sand.
Yes.
Sand and slipping after
you fell over. Wow. Well, good on you, and yes, ride safely.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thanks for talking.
Yeah.
Thank you. I can't believe he cycled all the way from Sydney and he's halfway across the Nullarbor now. Oh my goodness. There are some remarkable people in this world, and he is superhuman. Good on him. I'm standing on the edge of Australia. Nothing until Antarctica behind me. These are known as the Bunda Cliffs, and I believe they're either the longest or second longest seaside cliffs in the entire world. Bunda Cliffs is at the edge of the Nullarbor, where the whole continent of Australia just stops and falls into the ocean. Well, this might take a little while. WA has a huge mining industry, so it's not uncommon to see massive mining equipment being transported. That takes up the whole road. There's no getting past that. And this is what I was stuck behind. Okay, time to fuel up and enter WA. Woohoo! Still only about halfway there. Alright, let's go through quarantine. I intentionally didn't carry much, so I just had a couple of onions and tomatoes to chuck out. And hopefully that's all, but apparently they will go through pretty thoroughly.
Any honey?
No, definitely not. Food's up this end.
You got anything on today?
No, this is batteries in there and tools and things.
Good.
That's my bathroom.
It's your bathroom, is it? It's not a very big ensuite.
There you go. He was thorough but really friendly, and all he took off me was a bit of salad mix that I'd forgotten, so everything was cool. I'm in WA, baby. Woohoo! It's still a long way to go, but that feels like an achievement. This is the old service station in Eucla and budget motel. Doesn't look like it's changed since the 1950s. So at one point there was a telegraph line that connected WA to the eastern states, and this was a really important transmission station, but it doesn't really exist anymore. It's been swallowed up by the sands. This is the ruins of the old postmaster's house from about late 1890s, I think it was. The old telegraph station's just down over the dunes a bit further. We'll go there shortly. So that's what's left of the old telegraph station, and there's pretty much nothing left. I think these are steps. They look like steps. So in time, everything crumbles and gets swallowed by the sand, returning to earth. Like a metaphor for life, really, isn't it? You've got to be adaptable when you're out here, and there's not much out here. So this next strip of road doubles as an airstrip. So in an emergency, the Royal Flying Doctor Service can land on this road because there's nowhere else to land. So they close the road off and a plane will come down and land and pick up any injured passengers. And that's exactly what happened just out of Eucla. The Royal Flying Doctor Service flew in, landed on the road, transferred the patient from an ambulance and took them off to hospital. Did you know you can play golf on the Nullarbor? Yep, you heard that right. The Nullarbor Links is actually the world's longest golf course. It begins in Ceduna and ends in Kalgoorlie, and that's 1,300 kilometers long. Basically, you play a hole, you drive a couple of 100 kilometers and play the next hole, just keep going. I'm not going to do it because I don't have any clubs and I haven't played golf in about 40 years and I'm terrible. But bring your clubs if you're crossing the Nullarbor. This is the town of Majura and there's a par 3 here. And if I was playing golf, they wouldn't be parking their car right here, because it wouldn't be safe with me hitting a golf ball. This is Majura Pass Roadhouse. Most of these roadhouses also have a motel and a caravan park out the back, so you can stay overnight. And from the pass you can look out over the Roe Plains, which was first settled in 1876, and apparently they bred horses here, which then was sold to the British Army in India. Next stop is the Kaiguna Roadhouse. They reckon it's the centre of the universe here. Not sure about that. There's not much to do here, but it is a chance to stretch your legs, stop, go to the toilet, grab a bite to eat, and it is a chance to get ready for the next stage, which is Australia's longest straight stretch of road, 145 kilometres from Kaiguna to Balladonia. I don't think I've ever been quite so happy to see a curve in the road, but there's one up ahead. So after 145 kilometres and about an hour and a half of driving on Australia's longest straight road, there's a curve. That doesn't seem like much to you, I'm sure, but that was exciting for me. So like most of them, the roadhouse here in Balladonia has fuel, a motel, caravan park, toilets, and they've got a little museum here, because it was in this area in the 1980s, I think it was, that the US space station Skylab fell to Earth. It's just a small museum, but it's got a little bit of information about the history here, the air highway, and the local First Nations people. It also has a bit of space junk from Skylab. So Balladonia is a place you can stretch your legs and have a look at the museum, just have a break from driving for a little while before I head on the last leg of the journey to Norseman. Well, after quite a hike today, I'm approaching Norseman and the official end of the Nullarbor. It's been 3 really interesting days. I've had a lot of fun. I've seen a part of the country I've never seen before. I am looking forward to having a shower. But it's been great. And if you ever get the chance, it's a once-in-a-lifetime event to cross the Nullarbor. Really take that opportunity and do it. You won't regret it. I've had a lot of fun. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.